Lee was talking about heaven and hell, and it reminded me of a story. Many years ago, we were having a ceremony, and Zen Master Bon Soeng came out, and he said to the assembly, he said, somebody, this was probably, I guesstimate, about 8 or 10 years before he died, but he had been sick. He came down with diabetes in the late 1970s, and he drove his body pretty hard. So people were worried about his death for a long time. And one of his students came to him and said, Zen Master, wherever you go, I want to follow. He says, when you die, I'm going to follow you. Zen Master Bon Soeng looked at him and says, you don't want to follow me. He says, why not, Zen Master? I always want to be here for your teaching. He said, when I die, I'm going straight to hell. He said, Zen Master, you've done all these deeds, you've been helping all these people, why go to hell? And he said, because in hell is where I'm needed. So I will go to hell and start a Zen center there. So Lee said it very well. Heaven and hell are our idea. What we like, we call heaven. What we don't like, we call hell. So if I'm at a place that gives me what I want, I'm in heaven. If I'm at a place that doesn't give me what I want, I'm in hell. So there is no objective reality, heaven and hell. Lee talked about we make like and dislike, I want, I don't want, yes and no, and we split the world into opposites. Our Zen training is to find the place that transcends the opposites. Of course, we all have our preferences, but in as much as we attach to our preferences, we get lost in them. And in our being lost in our preferences, over time, we become conditioned to go for what we like and to push away what we don't like. And that conditioning begins to separate us from what Lee talked about, true nature. True nature is always shining and free. But when we separate and go into our preferences, we lose it. So this training that Lee was talking about is training to see things as they are, to accept and recognize our preference, but not get lost in them. Not to be so driven by them that we lose contact with the reality of the moment. So Lee was talking about true nature, Buddha nature, the Buddha. But remember, the Buddha is right now speaking to Buddha. Right now. It's not written in the books. It comes alive in the actual very moment that we're in. So this true nature or Buddha nature, it's not some mystical thing that's godlike. It may be godlike, but it's only godlike because this very moment is the incarnation of it. So we don't have to look outside of ourselves. We don't have to look outside of this moment. Just now, true nature appears. True nature speaking, true nature listening.